So we are getting very close to a release of Creeper World X, hopefully before the end of this year, if everything goes right. So there are a couple things I'd like to show you today. I'd like to play one of the mid-level story missions and then stick around to the end and I'll show you something completely weird after that. So let's jump right on into the story, and I've already got us here. You can see there are star systems that I can navigate through, and I'm already in one of those systems, and I'm going to restart this mission here. Let's get rid of that story stuff, and let's just start playing here. So I'll see if I can talk to you about the mission as I play. This mission introduces a few new concepts. As you might guess, of course, across the course of the story, new units and technologies become available to you, and they're introduced, and there's tutorial and help and all that good stuff. And this one introduces the Duster, which is a unit that can be used to deposit collected terrain types back on the map. And we get some nice integrated tutorial help here. You can check that out when you get the game. And then of course I've got a button that takes me straight to the help on the dusters. Okay, so instead of looking at that help, let's just kind of get busy here. And oh gosh, I better be very careful, otherwise I'll get taken out. Let's build this guy down here, maybe. This guy over there is a phantom emitter down here, and so we have to defend against that. So I'm collecting these sand types. So this is acid. You can look in this bottom middle right area to see what I'm pointing at. Acid here. This is pixelium here. Kind of terp those guys up, and let's go ahead and get that guy going. You know what? Let's dig through here because it's a little bit different use case. There is a fixed deposit of anti-creeper ore here, and I'm going to build a collector for it down here. You'll see why we need that here shortly. Let's build some defenses, and let's build that duster I was talking about. Because our strategy here is we need to take out this emitter, and it's flooding around, and this is damageable land. It's going to come out of here, and this isn't good. So let's just go ahead and knock a hole through there. So I have collected this pixelium. So let's pause it quickly here for just a brief moment. And if I go over here, I can see that there are these interactions. And one of them is pixelium plus acid will produce creeper eater liquid. I just happen to have these two in this mission, and I have collected them. So let's see if we can now deposit them. I'm going to take my duster, park him right here, and I'm going to drop some of the pixelium out of the duster. I'm going to drop it into this chamber down here. Let's just send it all in. It's going to take a moment. Might have helped if I'd built two of these dusters, then I could have one depositing the pixelium, the other one the acid. But either way, we'll be okay. Let's build a little bit more of this here. A little more defense. Here come my phantoms. No problem. And I'm going to need this maker here because I've collected some ore. All right, he's done dropping all the pixelium that was collected. Now I'm going to release some of the acid, and it's combining in the game. Since this is the first time it's happened, it's giving you some information on what's happening. I'm combining the acid with the pixelium, and that is transmuting into the creeper eater liquid, which is good, which is great in this case because it's going to help me take this chamber. Since at this point in the story, I don't have a lot of my fancy weapons that I'm going to get later. So this is going to prove useful. So as these combine, they produce the eater, and that's absorbing some of the creeper. It's helping push it back for us. So much so that I can do this. So I'm going to dig a chamber all the way over here because I've noticed that there is a patch of breeder land over here and there's nothing on it. Well, I would like there to be something on it. Specifically, I would like, oh yeah, let's move this guy down here. I would like there to be some anti-creeper on it because that sounds like a good thing to do. But now, even with this creeper eater down here, I'm still going to have to fight uphill here. So I'm still going to need my ships in position, and I'm going to need to manage them carefully. And let's see, how can I? Yeah, I can park him here, and he can finish digging this. Once that's dug out, I'm going to take my maker. Oh, okay, all right, no problem. It would be better if this guy was here. Let's take our maker, move him over here. Once he's there, let's set him to just dump anti-creeper. We've got a fair amount of ore here, and we've collected some of it. But this will give us essentially an unlimited amount of anti-creeper if we can seed this breeder. And there we go. There's the reaction I was looking for. We can move him back out of here now and prepare to enter this chamber here, because this is our next goal once we've neutralized the guy up here. So to neutralize that guy, let's finish building out the weapons that we have. You know, I've got one more reactor I could build. Let's build him over here. These guys ramp up their production over time, so the sooner you build them, the more effective they are earlier in the game. But, you know, you have to divide your resources between investment in the future and things that you need more immediately. Okay, so let's see what we can do here. Cryons might be useful in this case. They temporarily freeze this creeper as it's falling, which can be quite handy. It allows the creeper behind it to pile up on top of it for just a split second, which makes it thicker, which means that a weapon explosion can damage more. There we go. Get some of those good shots up there. And this would be a good use for the maker as well, because it can fire anti-creeper directly up, and it will some of it will neutralize the creeper and some of it will fall back down, which will provide a little bit of a buffer. Now I'm going to resist the temptation to try to move through the creeper and get above it, because if I do that too early, it will be cut off from the supply. And if I wait and do it at just the right time so that packets can get by, then I can maintain a supply line. And okay, all right. Yeah, things are looking pretty good here. Always cautious not to move too many things all at once. If you move your entire fleet, you won't have anything providing cover for the units that are moving. Okay, so now that we're in position, there is a wall here of, it's called containzine, and it's actually diggable. I can dig through it, or I could attempt to throw a lot of firepower and then just move past it if for some reason it's marked as not diggable. But in this case, I can actually open it up here. That's good for my anti-creeper, because the anti-creeper particles were blocked by that containzine. But so now we're putting full pressure. Now I'm going to need nullifiers in just a moment, so let's get those built. Well, I'll need one up here. The purpose of a lot of these missions, especially early in the story, and for most of the story of that part, is to activate all of these IXE cores. There's 3 on this map, it looks like. 2 here at the bottom, well, 3 here at the bottom, and 1 up here. To activate them, all you need to do is get blue packets through them, and those blue packets will dispatch automatically. But of course, to do that, you need to get the creeper and or other enemies out of the way, which is what we've done. Let's move in a nullifier, which can permanently eliminate this emitter for us. There are other enemies, of course. Nullifiers work on a lot of them, not all of them. Sometimes you have to have a different way to neutralize them, if they're neutralizable at all. And that emitter throws out creeper maker particles, and those have a finite lifetime, so they decay over time, but not instantly. So there can be some residual creeper emitted here, but we are clear in this area. Now over here, let's seal up this area, and let's move all of our guys back over here. The reason I want to seal this area up is I'm creating creeper. I'm creating anti-creeper, and I would like it to fill into this chamber here. So let's actually seal it off here too. I want all of it. I don't need to seal it. Well, I guess I could. I could seal it here, right? But that'll trap the creeper. I should have done this already. Smarter way to do this would have been to have sealed it here so that it just directly flows into this chamber here and compresses it. But if I played it again, that could perhaps be something I kept in mind so that I could optimize. Let's move you guys here because I need to poke into this chamber. Never hurts to have these diggers nearby. Now, there's a lot of creeper in here. If I dig through this lowland right here, by the way, it's not infinitely high. At a certain point, this creeper could push and flow over this lowland. But I need to get in here. So, and I need to neutralize this breeder land. I want my anti-creeper on it. I have a stockpile up here that's nowhere near a match for this. It will provide me some cover, but probably not a lot. So, okay, let's just maybe we'll go through here just on a corner because I really want to get the anti-creeper pushed into here. This is my goal anyway. The more I open, the more creeper will push out, but the easier it is for my weapons to have line of sight, at least for the cannons. And I don't have a lot here of firepower compared to what you get later on, but it's enough. It's enough. I think we can do this. Maybe. Oh, now I'm being a total idiot, right? Remember the creeper eater liquid that we made? Let's collect it. Should have done this already, right? I'm sure some of you were screaming at your screen. What's he doing? Collect this stuff. Let's bring our duster over. Oh, let's just put him here. Because I've not opened that. I've opened a chamber here. Get this guy collected. Let's go, and let's drop the creeper eater here. It will get splashed there a little bit. It's going to flow into here. Okay, I think we got all of it. It's going to flow in here, and it's going to help neutralize this creeper for us. In fact, it's going to do a fantastic job of neutralizing it because I got accidentally lucky. I didn't plan it this way, but I dug to the left of this containzine wall, and it's keeping it in this area. So it will help weaken the creeper here. And this is where I want the creeper to be weakest, because we could take care of this stockpile in a moment, but we need our anti-creeper to get onto this breeder. Now, as the story advances, you get other technology, you get You get portals, which are very useful, not just for moving ships from point A to point B instantaneously, but they can also move anti-creeper from one spot to another. So you can click a portal and set it to, here we go, we're getting some in here now. It's really neutralizing this stuff. Now it only neutralizes the creeper, it doesn't neutralize my anti-creeper, so fortunate for me. Anyway, those portals you can park them in one spot and set them to be an inlet for creeper or anti-creeper, and they will pull it in, and then you can set one or more other portals to outlets, and it will come out of them. It will be pushed out of those others. That's useful. Before you get that tech, though, you can, I didn't think of this, I could come here, and I don't really need to because I've got plenty of ore, but I could collect this anti-creeper. It turns it back into ore, and then I could, if I could build 2 makers or move the existing maker over somewhere, I could emit it some other place. All right, we've got this guy. There's my production exceeds his production over here, so it's going to crush it. So is this diggable? I think it is. Oh, it will be as soon as I get the creeper off of it, which we definitely need to do. I don't want the creeper to push back in and retake this. We just need to weapon fire. We need line of sight. You know what? I'll probably... Let's move this guy around here. He's still set to on. He will direct fire. These guys can help freeze or delay any of the creeper that pushes up. Let's move this guy here for better weapons. Let's see if we can get some... So we can hit it from above. Then I can dig here to release this eater liquid. Now, I thought it was a good idea to start with, but look what I've accidentally done. This breeder land, it's trapping most of this eater liquid over here. Some of it's free, but the bulk of it is over here. Okay, so, well, that's fine, right? Whoops. Adjust my mic here. It's okay, we can collect it, right? So let's just collect it again. That's essentially what we've been doing here anyway. So let's just pick this up. I suppose I also could have just dug here and let it flow into this chamber, because I really kind of want it over here on the right anyway. There's this big tree over here. Oh, we still have one of these guys built. Let's just move him here, because it's time to say bye to our constant companion, the phantom emitter. We no longer require his attention. See you next mission. Okay, so move over. Just keep pushing here. And let's move our digger here in range. Let's move our duster here. We've left him on, so he will auto deposit any of the creeper eater that's being collected. You can see as I collect it, it's automatically coming out of him, so it's moved it over here, just waiting for us to push the creeper back enough to dig right there, which will allow it to go through, fall into this chamber, which is where the creeper is the deepest, and it can do the best work. Once we start to seed the breeder land, we get, of course, a positive feedback loop. We start making more anti-creeper, which helps seed more, which makes more anti-creeper. And we cascade ourselves to victory. And, oops, let's dig here because we need to charge this IXE core. There come the packets for that. And this guy is so defeated. The crushing weight of anti-creeper above it, the destruction of creeper eater below it. He's in dire straits. It's collapsing at a record rate. Pushed and crushed down. Okay, so now all we have to do is he's clear, and here come the packets. If I had perhaps moved the Apex ship a little closer, I wouldn't have to wait as long for them to reach their destinations. If I had portals, that would have helped as well. So there we go. This is just a brief view of this mission. So I want to show you something completely different before I end this video. We've got our scores back, or our time submission back. Hey, I improved my time. Not tested this. Let's see if this works. Oh, that's right. It's play log, not high score, or just like in Creeper World 4. So very similar system. Okay, let's exit out. Let's go take a look at this other thing right fast. So as you know, these games are modifiable, and it's got its own built-in scripting language and a way to create custom units, etc. So I want to show you this other alternate mode. So all I've done on this mission is I've added some stuff into a directory on disk inside this game, inside this maps mission folder. I stuck some PNG files for some images, and I've stuck some scripts. And you can take these same things and just drop them in the directory for a map you create, and you'll get exactly what you're seeing on my screen right now. It's also a script in there that controls things from a global level, and there's some settings to change how the camera works. So if I just unpause the game, I get a little dude right now, right? So now if I WASD or arrow key around, I can move about. And he's got a little gun that shoots, and if I right click, he throws little bombs. Nice. And if I turn on Fog of War, then you can see the whole map gets dark. Of course, the little bombs project light and some other cool stuff. So, oh yeah, so let's just put some sand on the map, right? I'm using the editor here, built into the game, of course. So up here at the top, I've got little mode buttons. So if I hit tab or click the buttons, it changes between weapon and sand. So I've got a little sand gun that I can use to vacuum up any of the collectible sand types. And I can pick you can see how much you have of anything you've picked up, and here's sand, I'll pick it. And then if I left click, it will, any of the sand of that type I've collected, it will throw it around, right? So it can toss and move sand around with our little dude here. That can come in handy because you can combine things to make explosives, to make acid that burns through metal, etc. And in fact, those reactions are editable in the game as well. So you can create new sand types or terrain types, and you can have them create other new sand types that do different things. There's a bunch of different attributes for what sand can do. But if you wanted to make a level or a mission out of this, then let's go back here. Let's pause the game, and let's temporarily get rid of our little dude here. Select sand, and then, right, we can start to dig. Now we can zoom out because we're back in with a strategy camera, not a player camera. We can dig tunnels and passageways. You might want to make these look like squares, or you might want to make them organic like I am. Use different terrain types for accent features. And of course, you would want to somewhere along the way put some enemies in here. Let's move over here and let's just make this easy on ourselves because I don't want to make a hard mission all of a sudden. I'm just showing you what you can do here. Let's make this a little bigger. Otherwise, it's got to be big enough to get through. Unless you wanted to make it so you had to make boomzine and blast your way through or something like that. I've created things like key cards and doors that are associated with those key cards. Different kind. They're not all in here, but you can use them. They come with the game. Different weapons, different types of enemies that move around and that you have to shoot or avoid, etc. But for right now, let's just put a mini emitter right here, and let's go change his settings because we don't want anything too hard here. So how about, I don't know, what do you say? 4 particles per emit count, so 8 per second. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. If it's too hard, we'll back off on it. So, oh, there are these little things. I like these guys. So let's put one of those guys there, and maybe here and here. They're neither here nor there. They're well. I'll just show you. Oh, and let's turn Fog of War back on. Close the editor, unpause. Our dude respawns automatically. That might be something you want to do in your map that you make, or maybe not. Maybe you want 3 lives or 1 life. I do a system where I've used this in submissions where you respawn and there is a little transporter pad that when you walk over it, that becomes your respawn point. That way, if you keep going into a chamber and dying, you go back to the last save point. There's an option. You can use those. It comes with the game again, but there's an option on those instead of just respawning you at the spawn point. When you walk over it, it actually creates a save of the game, and then it loads that save. So different models for different mission types. Anyway, okay, here we go. There's a little thing I put on a wall. If you shoot it, let's go back to our gun. If you shoot it, it lights it, and it stays lit. You might. I've used these, and I've also used more uh, machine-oriented lighting. Things that look like lab lights or light panels or LEDs, and they're powered by little generators that you can drop sand on that powers them up, stuff like that. Anyway, okay, here we go. We got some stuff going on here. Throw some bombs. Bang. Let's light it up, literally. I can hover. Your little character, you might decide that you want him to have a jetpack like this guy. Or you might decide not. You just want it to, just jump, that sort of thing, and fall back down. I'm looking forward to see what people do. You might have a little Spider-Man type guy that shoots a line and then is pulled towards it, or can hang from it. That would be neat. These guys can be discreetly controlled, as in you position them from script, or they can be under the control of the 2D physics system. Wow, this is an uphill fight, isn't it? So there's one other thing that we could have given ourselves. Let's say there was this chamber, and I fought my way into it, and it had these guys in it. I just gave myself 5 of them. These are conversion bombs up here. The more you have, the quicker it recharges. So now I can throw conversion bombs, pop, which can be maybe useful. All right, send another one down. Kind of wasting them because I need it to hit where the creeper is thick. Close that editor. Just little bits flowing over it are only going to convert little bits. What I really need is to get above this. Let's see, there we go. Now we're cooking. Chunk them in there. Nice. Throw some bombs in there. Those bombs will damage that. There we go. Look at that. Let's just park him right here. I'll load him up with bombs. It's an option whether you want to damage these units pixel by pixel or little health bars. Just to be different and just to provide the option, I used little health bars on those guys. So toasted, right? A little bit of leftover creeper maker. It's all right. Let's leave a little insurance policy behind there. A little pouch of anti-creeper on top. Anyway, this can be a fun mode. I'm excited to see what sort of missions and levels people come up with, and what sort of little characters or dudes or vehicles people might make, and what sort of themes people might come up with, as well as all the custom sounds. There's a lot of possibilities here, so I'm excited. I'm almost done with this game, and the reason I'm excited is not just to be done with a game that I've worked on for a few years. It's to see what other people can come up with some of the things that I've had fun playing with. Anyway, thanks for watching, and stay tuned. There'll be some important news very soon.